Hi, I'm Jane with Jane Barnes Interiors and BB&R Design Build here with my husband Kevin. We are at a finished project in Wayland with our fantastic client Marsha. So Marsha, can you tell people a little bit about what it was like to work with BB&R and Jane Barnes Interiors on this renovation dream project for you guys?
Yes, so where do I start?
It's a lot.
This was a really huge project. You know, we went into this thinking we really wanted to have finally our dream space. So a dream kitchen and the ability to actually take advantage of the 4 seasons that living in Massachusetts really offers us. And we had this deck and we wanted to turn that into this beautiful sunroom, one that we can really enjoy all year round rather than just select months during the year. So, and then also, in addition to that, expand out our mudroom. So this was a high traffic area and it just felt too small. So really, really big ask when we came to you guys. I have to say though, you know, all said and done, it is absolutely beautiful. It is exactly what we had envisioned, and then some. I think from the design, which was absolutely spot on, spectacular. It just makes us feel like we're at a vacation, but are in our home. So, you know, I think that's what you always really dream about because, you know, you're here all the time. So we want to be able to really enjoy it and love it, and we do. So from the design to all the little things, and I have to say, Kevin, your team has been absolutely the best team to work with. Really detailed oriented, putting things on time. The communication was really high, which we really appreciate so that we know, so that we're all on the same page and we know what to expect. And everyone was just so accommodative. So even though we were kind of out of our house for a while.
It's a very disruptive process for sure.
It is,
yes,
it is.
And I am sick and tired of takeout, but I am so happy to be in a kitchen so we can actually have some real food.
We often tell people that at the beginning of projects, they're very excited for us to show up and the demo starts and the construction starts are very exciting, but as you experienced, you know, halfway, 3/4 of the way through, you get that burnout stage and you really can't wait for it to be done and get everybody out of the house. So.
Yeah, well, you know what, I have to say, you know, we had one of your contractors, Jeff, who was just absolutely a doll, and we're like, can we keep him?
So he has to come home. Yeah. But you know, honestly, I have to say that you guys were really like our dream clients. I mean, you allowed us to be your trusted advisors, allowed us to do what we do without, you know, hammering us with a million questions, and just really gave us the trust to do what we do best and let the project go smoothly, completely. And you know, as I've told you before, you guys have just been so fantastic. All of our guys, all of our subs, you guys have just been like really fantastic clients to work with and trusted us, but also appreciated what we brought to the table and what we did as a team. You know, we're a dynamic duo and our team is fantastic, our subs are great, and just, you know, really had that fantastic communication and high level of trust in us, which we just really appreciated.
Yes, well, thank you so much. I mean, we could not be happier. Again, just all the details and just the look and feel and how it all came together is just really stunning. It's beautiful, and I just love being in my house.
Oh, that's music to our ears.
And thank you for saying that about the team, because it really is. We have a great team involved, and right down to every single trade, and starting with GMT Home Designs, who did the initial architectural design here, and everybody, and Jeff, our lead carpenter, Jeff, did a fantastic job here. We appreciate you giving him a shout out, because he definitely is very meticulous, pays attention to every little detail.
Detail oriented.
Very much so.
And that's what I love about all of that, because I'm a very detail oriented individual, and I really appreciate that attention to detail. The communication, like I said, is just extraordinarily appreciated, because then we know what to expect. Yeah. You know, when you leave things that are uncertain, you tend to wonder, you know, and you start to think very negatively, and so there really wasn't an opportunity to go in that direction. So thank you for that. And, you know, just in terms of everybody kind of coming together, it's just absolutely incredible. To all the little details that I'm like, I really didn't truly appreciate until I had to step in, and some little pieces that weren't even within the scope of the project. So that was really,
the communication is huge. We take that very seriously. We find most problems with clients or even amongst the subs and the trades usually boils down to some level of communication. Some piece of information didn't make it through, or somebody didn't get told something. So that's a very important thing that we talk about internally and with our clients throughout the process. So,
and I also appreciate the fact that you listened to what we needed and, you know, what our issues were. So rather than saying, oh my gosh, we got to fix this again, it's like, no problem. And so that really kind of made the whole process a lot easier and made it so easy to just really trust the process. And so, you know, I think it goes both ways, obviously. So thank you for trusting us in terms of, you know, what we need and what we'd like to see. And in terms
it's your space, after all, right?
It is.
you guys to bring the vision to life.
Yeah, absolutely. Communication is really important, and you know, happy clients, like that. We love what we do, and having clients who are so happy and appreciative is like music to our ears. It's just, you know, yeah.
And Jane, you have such a lovely eye. I love how all the colors and the textures and the patterns come together.
Thank you.
So I really, really appreciate how everything is it's really cohesive in terms of when you're going from room to room. So really appreciate the thoughtfulness. And also the little tiny surprises along the way. So my pantry is by far now my favorite little room.
It's so fabulous. I'm so excited that you went for it. Like I said, I wasn't 100% sure if you would love it, but I thought I love it, and hopefully she will too. And you have a fantastic eye, so you know your appreciation of what I do is what I love. And when you have an open space, an open concept, you know, that's one of the challenges that clients come to us with. Like, I want to have an open space, but I don't want it to feel all the same and just really boring and matchy. So, you know, having that attention to detail and seeing each space in and of itself, but having that cohesion as you walk from space to space and having that flow is really important. And you guys have, you know, again, a beautiful home, fantastic aesthetic. So, you know, that's like the highest compliment for me from you.
And I also wanted to give a shout out also for the just the accommodation. We lived in this house during the entire project, save for 2 weeks when we did the floors.
Right.
But you guys were so accommodative. You set up a makeshift little kitchen with a sink and, you know, tried to make us at least as comfortable as possible. So we really appreciate that.
Well, your peace of mind goes a long way to our own, your sanity goes a long way to helping our own process. So a little bit of a self-serving element to that.
It helps.
We do try to make that, you know, we understand how disruptive it is from project after project. People think it might be not as bad, but we're like, no, it's disruptive. They're going to be put out. You know, you're going to get sick of solo cups and paper plates and takeout. So a little bit when we have the opportunity to set something up, like the temporary sink is huge, and that goes a long way. So
yeah, and the dust prevention. I mean, there's no getting around it that you're going to have the dust everywhere, but the fact that everything was kind of zipped up and, you know, sealed as much as possible.
Yeah. I think that's a really valid point, because, you know, those zippered like closures keep as much dust out as possible. And, you know, like, what about your experience with the subs? Like, how did you experience having, you know, this construction amidst the subs that we hired, you know, within this project?
Oh, I mean, every step of the way. I mean, I think every sub was really top-notch, really respectful of the space, and then also I think the fact that Jeff was there, I mean, it certainly gave me a lot of peace of mind that he was on top of it, and that each of the subs knew exactly what they were doing, and they did. And every time I encountered any of them, they were, like I said, completely respectful, really was kind of accommodative, especially if, you know, if they were going to be in the way or whatnot. But, you know, I'm like, no, you're here to do your job. I'm going to be out of your way. So,
and that's another thing that makes you so great.
Yeah. On that end as well, we'll give you, you know, some shout outs to yourselves for that, for being very, you know, no problems intruding and getting into the areas of the home we needed to get into. So
well, self-serving as well. I'm hoping to get this project a little faster.
Absolutely,
true.
but
That's
it was great, and we're so happy with the end result, and the fact that you guys are so happy is like,
Oh yes, I cannot wait to show it off. I'm waiting. We're going to have a big reveal party.
oh, I love
Lots of
it.
people come on over.
Oh, fabulous.
Yes, everyone's gonna love it.
So, I guarantee it.
Yay, that's great.